It's Chris. It is Wednesday, June the 5th. I'm joined by a couple of my good friends behind me, Mr. Pence and Mr. McCain. Today, I want to talk about what everyone in politics is talking about. And it's this story in the Wall Street Journal. Let me read you the headline. Hold on, let me get the exact headline. Behind closed doors, Biden shows signs of slipping. I'll put a link to it in the comments below so you can read it yourself. So, the story effectively details a couple of instances in the recent past where Joe Biden, according to people who were in the room with him, showed signs of talking very quietly, reading talking points for very basic stuff, showing signs of aging. Now, this obviously plays into a broader conversation about Joe Biden's age. He's 81 years old, the oldest person ever to be president of the United States, and his broader competence. Republicans have tried to make a huge issue out of this, and Donald Trump leading the charge, saying that Biden's too old, he's out of it, he doesn't know what's going on, he can't be president anymore. I'll note, by the way, here that Trump is 77, so he's like 3.5 years younger than Biden. He's not like 50. A couple thoughts on the story. First of all, let's talk about the criticisms of the story. So I think there are a couple fair criticisms of it. The first fair criticism of it is that, and the Wall Street Journal acknowledges this, but that most of the allegations of Biden being out of it or a little off come from Republicans. The lead quote in the story, the first quote in the story, is from former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, about that Biden's lost his step. You'll recall when he was negotiating with Biden when he was Speaker of the House, McCarthy said Biden was totally with it. So there's a little bit of a disconnect there. There's also Washington Senator Patty Murray, a Democrat, said that she talked to the Wall Street Journal reporters who were writing this story and said that she was in this meeting, one of the meetings that they document in the story, and that she told them that Biden was lucid and totally with it, but that didn't make the story, right? So I think those are fair criticisms. What do I think is an unfair criticism? Well, the one that most liberals and Democrats are launching, which is that the Wall Street Journal is owned by Rupert Murdoch, and Rupert Murdoch is a conservative, and he wants Donald Trump to win. Okay, first of all, Donald Trump and Rupert Murdoch have a very complicated past. Second, I know the reporter, the lead reporter on this. Her name's Annie Linsky. She's not a friend, just someone I've known in the world of journalism. She used to work at the Washington Post. Now she works at the Wall Street Journal. She is not taking orders from Rupert Murdoch. She's just not. This is a serious, credible reporter. And I think before you tear her down by saying she's taking Rupert Murdoch's marching orders, give her a little bit of credit that they talked to 45 people for this story. They spent months reporting the story. This is not just a dash-off hit job. What does the story mean in the context of the broader politics? So my takeaway from the story was Joe Biden has some good days and some bad days. That's sort of how I took it. Some days he's perfectly lucid. He's totally with it. He's got command of the facts. Some days he's a little slower speaking. He's a little softer speaking. He's moving a little bit slower. His mind is working a little bit slower. Not that his mind isn't working. Again, to be clear, let's not get into this debate about he has dementia. He's in rapid cognitive decline. There's no evidence of that, and this story doesn't provide evidence of that. What it does suggest is he has good days and bad days. He's 81 years old. I think that's to be expected. I have good days and bad days too. I think when I'm 80, hopefully, I'll probably have a few more good days and bad days. The question that people have to ask and answer for themselves is, Joe Biden is old, period. He's 81. I think it is probably a fair characterization that there are some days where he is totally on top of things and some days where he's a little less on top of things. I don't think there are any days where he's quote unquote out of it, as Donald Trump would have you believe. Would you prefer that, or would you prefer Donald Trump? He's the only other person who can get elected. Again, reminder, Donald Trump is 77 years old. Donald Trump forgets the names of places and things. He mislabels things. He misremembers things. This all happens. Donald Trump, as I've said many times, also doesn't have dementia. We also should not accuse him of that because we are not doctors and we should not diagnose people from afar. Donald Trump also worked to overturn a free and fair election. He helped foment a riot at the U.S. Capitol to stop the counting of electoral college votes, right, among other things. So you have to sort of balance those two things out. For me, the story in the Wall Street Journal affirmed what I kind of already thought. Joe Biden is old and is, in the last few years, showing the signs of his age more and more. The question is, does that matter more to you, or does who Trump is, what he says he will do, and what he has done before matter more to you? That's the question of the election. All right, that's all I got for today. Remember, subscribe to this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment on this video for the algorithm, tell 5 friends. All right, check you out tomorrow.